What's up, Michigan faithful, Blades Banner fans? Appreciate you guys listening. We're back. We're a little late this week. We got the big game tomorrow. We got Michigan 18 versus number 13 Texas. We're both 9-3. We're playing in the Citrus Bowl in Orlando, Florida. Pretty excited to see where we're at after a tumultuous kind of break, losing our coach. We've got Biff Poggi leading us, and some of our coaches that we love. Maybe their last game sporting the maize and blue against a really talented Texas game with a quarterback that has developed tremendously throughout the season. Everyone had winning the Heisman at the beginning, didn't play great, and now is playing at a very high level. Had a big win against Texas A&M in a rivalry game. So, Coach, I'm pretty
Yeah, they
excited.
beat, the other thing that should be noted, they beat Vandy and they beat Oklahoma.
Yeah,
So not only where they really messed up is when they lost to Florida, but to be honest with you, and let's be honest, if the CFP was going to have the 12 best teams, Texas would be in this game, would have been in the college football playoffs, and so would have Notre Dame.
that would have been
And I
your
mean no disrespect to Tulane and or James Madison. But if you're going to do the 12 best, do the 12 best. And so this team was one of the 12 best in my estimation. And they demonstrated that by beating the great Texas A&M team pretty soundly. What was it? 27-17. And Manning played very well, has played really well after that rocky start in the beginning of the year against Ohio State. So he's put it all together, and he's the key. Now, we have lost Chip Kelly. And of course, the head coach, Sharon Moore, who had a lot of influence on the play calling, is gone. So
Chip
Steve
Lindsey.
Kazula is going to call the plays. He's the tight end coach. And so it'll be interesting to see, what he does. I read where Bryce says he's excited because it seems to be they're going to allow him to open it up a little more. And Texas fired their defensive coordinator and another defensive assistant. So they're coming in. Coach Sarkisian is coming in with a new defensive staff, and he has 18 players that are not playing in this game. We have only a few. We have that are trying to be pro football players. In my estimation, they might have been better off playing in this game because then they could demonstrate their abilities. But that would be our two edge guys, Moore, number 8, and Barham, both talented, wonderful players. And then El Hadi, our captain, offensive guard. I think all those guys probably should have played. They're not number one guys necessarily, and maybe I'm wrong. Um, and but unfortunately, we have some guys that are out. Rod Moore, our safety, who has struggled mightily after that horrible injury, sat out a year and tried to make it back this year. Is not in. Max Bredesen is not going to play. That hurts.
Justice
Justice Haynes,
Haynes.
a great back, and we'll see what he's going to do, whether he comes back or not.
Do we know
But
what happened to
consistency
Ernest
go to pro
Hausman? You know
football.
what happened to Ernest Hausman? Do you know why he's not playing?
Well, Ernest Hausman, there's some personal issues, and I think it's family related. So my heart goes out to him. And actually, I was going to mention that I really felt he really played well this year and was a good leader for us. And then he kind of disappeared, but I think there were some issues back home. He originally came from a family of 23 people in continental Africa, and his mom and dad are still alive. And he had gone there, and I don't know if this is correct, but I know he had put water into that village. They didn't have running water, clean running water,
Yeah.
and there's some things that happened over there that distressed him. He was adopted as very young, as a baby, really, raised by a wonderful family in Nebraska. So our heart goes out to Ernest Hausman because the family's most important, and I hope everything's okay. I don't know any of the particulars, but that's just a little bit of what I know. And he did a great job for us, and I want him to. I hope everything's okay, and whatever he's going through, he can work through. And so that's who's out for us. So Sarkisian, I just watched him. He said, Holtz used to say this, it's a whole new season. The bowl games, there's so much time in between your last game in the bowl game, and this is particularly true with our teams that these teams that did not play in the championship game or CFP game, or one of the initial CFP games. Um, that it's a long time, and so and particularly when all these players defect or
Oh,
decide not to play for whatever reason. Uh, and so what
new
Sarkisian
people in
was
rot
saying,
new people in rotation, new coaches calling plays. People, I wonder if Will Muschamp got his hands on that defense yet? Who's
I don't
gonna
know what's going on there.
what's going on there, coach?
I don't know, but so they look their linebackers are out. 6 key players on defense are out for them.
And they're
Their
too tough,
best running backs out. I
too
mean,
tough.
now what Sarkisian said is it's been refreshing. He goes, "'Cause we've had all these young players they're really excited because they really have not had a chance to play because it hasn't been their turn, but now it's their turn." And he said, "It's really refreshing. It's exciting. We're highly motivated to do well and win," which was sort of an interesting thing. I didn't expect him to say. I said, with all these defections, it might be hard. When he said it's actually a breath of fresh air because all these kids are really, he feels like he has a talented team, and I'm sure he does. He's recruited well. And now is their chance to play. Uh, it's a little bit like Jordan Marshall at first didn't get to play, and then all of a sudden he had to compete, got to play, and he plays hard. And so, when you haven't had a chance to play, you think you're worthy of playing, you're ready to play, and you get a chance, boy, you're excited, particularly on national TV. So it's a whole new season. It's going to be really interesting. The key to their team still is Wingo, the receiver, and Arch Manning. We got to stop those people. Now, Sarkisian and Wink are good friends. I didn't realize this. They coached together with the Raiders, and he has a lot of respect for Wink. He said, we're still in communication with each other, and so it's going to be interesting. So statistically, as I look at this, the one thing we just talked about is that we are pretty heavily skewed to the run, but I think in this game you'll see us more balanced. We're 39.5% on the season passing. 60.5% of the time we would run.
Delusional.
They are almost 50-50. Now, they have not rushed the ball well. We rush the ball with an average rushing of 5.7. So we rushed the ball really well as anybody in the country. But of course, our passing was not. We didn't do as well. They only rushed the ball for 3.9 yards per carry. So they're rushing their defense, particularly on third down situations. Their offense on third down situations, their conversion rate has been bad. But now they're perfectly balanced. They pass 49.5% of the time, and they run the ball 50.5% of the time. Manning can run. Manning has the ability to come out of the pocket and hurt you, much like our guy does. Manning has run for 244 yards, but made some critical first downs. The interesting thing is that Bryce, whose passing rating or his average completion percentage was not great, has moved up to over 60%, 61.1% on the year. And we also calculate that he has had quite a few drops during the course of the year. Now that has, I think now with Goodwin and Marsh, and I'm really happy McCulley's playing because he can demonstrate his ability to, be a pro player. And I think he'll be a great pro player because of his height and reach and strength and athletic ability. So I think they're going to get a chance to catch the ball, and I think we're going to probably throw the ball a little more. But Arch Manning is completing 61.4% of his passes. Now, our yards per pass attempt is 7.5. Theirs is 8. So it's not a great deal larger, but they're completing a higher percentage of passes than we do. They points allowed. We allowed 18.7 per game. Anything under 20 is pretty good in this modern era of football. But he fired a defense coordinator. They allowed 19.8%. Now, and their big loss, of course, was to Florida. Had they not lost to Florida, they would have played in the college football
Oh,
playoffs.
easy.
Certainly, they would have been in the championship game, SEC championship game, and particularly after that really big win at the end of the year. They're coming off beating Texas A&M, of course, who got a bye in the college football playoffs. They are +1 on turnovers. They haven't been a turnover team. They've been good. Sarkisian is one of the best offensive minds in the country, and he's good. Uh, and then, but we're a plus point 0.3. So, we're still on the plus side of the margin. And we're not turning, we've turned the ball over, but we're pretty good at that. Savada has struggled for us, but come through at other times. They have a real good kicker. He's 18 for 22 as long as 56. And their net punt is about what we are. We've had some bad punts. We've had some punts. We're not consistent. We've had some punts go awry. It's one of the reasons we're bringing in a new special teams coach, and we'll see how that evolves and what Coach Whittingham does with that. Kerry Combs. But our net punt's 38.7, and remember that's after after the return. That's your average kick, which field positions everything. And as Coach Schembechler always said and emphasized, the punt is the most important play in football. They're 38.4, so they've punted pretty well. Anything over 38, you're hanging in there pretty good. You'd like it to be better. Where they've
Well,
really done poorly is
I
third
do want
down.
to correct you on one thing real quick. Texas A&M lost to Miami, and one of the reasons they lost was because of their kicker and their punter. That's why
All right, I
you were
stand correct.
you were talking about it, and I was like, hold on. I think I watched. It was 10-3 ball game, and there were so many shanked punts. I'm sorry to interrupt, but punting, you started talking about it right after you said
Well,
that.
I was talking about Texas's.
Yeah.
Texas's.
Yeah. No, I know, but it just when you said Texas A&M had a bye, no, they had to play Miami, brother. They lost 10-3.
Okay. Um, but I'm talking more about Texas's kicking game.
No, I got it. I got it. Just
The one thing that they have not been good at, interestingly enough, with Arch Manning and throwing the ball so well on third down efficiency, offensively, they're only succeeding on 40% of the time. And now we're succeeding 46.3% of the time. We've improved our third down. We're miserable on third down. And their defense, of course, has not done well. Our defense has done decent, 38.1% of the time, but you want to be in the low 30s defensively on third down conversion. So we've allowed teams to be successful almost 38% of the time. So you'd like your offense to be up in the high 40s and your defense to be down in the low 30s, and then you're really controlling the most critical down, third down. So that's pretty much statistically where we are. It's a whole new season. And for our players, they're playing for themselves and for Michigan. I'm not certain what their mindset, I'm not there, would be. And, like some of our senior leaders, Hausman, El Hadi, those are our captains. Moore, that's a captain. Hausman, those are our captains. They're not there. Now, Rashad Benny's there. He's talked about how excited he is to play his last game for Michigan. So but it's an opportunity, and it's an opportunity to play in a great game, Citrus Bowl, against a great team with a great coach. We got to stop their quarterback. Our quarterback's got to be good. Our quarterback has to be as good as he's been all year for us to win this game. And it sounds like they're going to unleash the kid a little bit. He kind of said, I've kind of felt held back a little bit. And then he's talking about what their game plan is, and he said, they're gonna. I'm gonna take the they're gonna take the leash off me and let me go a little bit. So that'll be fun to watch. So it should be a game where Biff Poggi is not going to call he plays. He doesn't do that, but he's going to get him. Hopefully, talk to them about the importance of representing your school, yourself, winning as a team, and showing people that Michigan is a formidable force and that we're going to respond. And so there's some adversity. We had some adversity there. So it's not what happens to you, it's how you react to it. We always talk about, and we'll see what happens. By the same token, Texas feels like they have all these great young players that are now going to get a chance to play. And it's been exciting for Sarkisian because there's all this enthusiasm among these young players that are finally getting a chance to play that are all highly recruited guys. So, I think it's a marquee matchup. There's some more Big Ten games on tap tomorrow. Iowa's going to play Vandy, I think, and got another big game. I forget who else is going to be out there tomorrow. Um,
USC's playing right now.
um, and then SC's playing right now against TCU. Um, and, it's going to be exciting. It's not the college football playoffs, but it's still, I'm going to tell you something. I played for a team that was denied the opportunity to go to a bowl that had not lost a game, 10-0-1, did not go to a bowl game. We would have went anywhere, anytime, any place to play. And we would have been delighted, thrilled, and honored to do it. So hopefully they understand that. And you're representing yourself, your school, your family, all those things. My sense is that we'll have good leadership and that the kids will come out and really play hard. They're going against a great team, but all their players, a lot of their starters left. So it's going to be interesting. So it's hard to predict what's going to happen. I know this: in order for Michigan to win, we're going to have to stop Arch Manning and stop his passing. That means we got to sack him. We got to get pressure on him. The way you stop a great passer is pressure, and not letting him look downfield and sit back there with impunity. You got to get to him, and you got to hit him when you get a chance, fairly, safely, within the rules, but let him know you're there. And then
Well,
break on the ball, pattern
yeah.
recognition, all those things. And so Biff's going to have him ready. Old Wink, Biff too. But he's more of going to talk to the kids about the psychology. But I think Wink will have him ready.
Well, I'm excited to see Michigan go out there and get its first win ever against Texas in the college football. So we've played them twice. We haven't beat it. I know it doesn't mean anything now, but I would like to beat those guys. Should be an exciting game. I know if you listen to this, you'll be tuning in. It will be 3 o'clock tomorrow. Uh, so really excited, Coach.
Well, Blue,
Appreciate your input and go blue, man.
thanks for watching us all year. We plan to do better. We're trying to improve. We're trying to get better, right? You never stay the same. You get better, you're worse. Get better. So we want to get better at doing this, but we appreciate everybody watching it and caring about Michigan because we care passionately about Michigan. We're excited about the new coach, but excited about the game tomorrow. Go Blue.
Well, let's get after it, Coach. Go blue. I'll talk to you soon. Leave your comments in the comment section. Please like, subscribe. We need some more subscriber. We got subscriptions. We need
And we're going to come in. We're going to come out smoking next year with Coach Whittingham, with the new coach. So we're going to be
absolutely.
better too.
I
And we'll
appreciate.
maybe talk a little bit later this year about the CFP or something if you want.
Oh yeah, no, we'll tune back in, Coach. We got to come back. First of all, Nick Sheridan still coaching for Alabama. He has to go and put a cap on that season. He's going to finish out his college football playoffs. They had an unbelievable comeback against Oklahoma, and then he's going over to Michigan State to be the offensive coordinator and be the play caller. He won't have to split it. He'll be the play caller at Michigan State, and I'm excited to cheer for him every game except one each year.
Well, we're excited for him too. As I told you, in my opinion, maybe he went over to the dark side. That's what I tell my Michigan State friends. We wish him well. We wish Coach Fitzgerald well, except that one day we're not going to wish him well. And in between the kickoff and the end of the game, we're going to do everything we can to beat him. But we'll respect them and hope they do well and wish them well.
Well, good, Coach. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for your time, man. Appreciate
All
you.
right, brother. Thank
Bye.
you.